The destruction of Jerusalem and the scattering of Israel. The year was 70 CE. The hills around Jerusalem trembled with the march of Roman legions. Standards bearing the eagle, the symbol of Rome's might, were planted on the ridges overlooking the holy city. From the north came Titus, son of Emperor Vespasian, at the head of tens of thousands of hardened soldiers. Their mission was clear: crush the Jewish revolt, erase resistance, and make Jerusalem an example to all who dared defy Rome. 4 years earlier, in 66 CE, the Jews had risen against Roman rule. Tired of taxation and oppression, they fought with courage and desperation. But Rome was relentless. One by one, the strongholds of Judea fell, until only Jerusalem remained, a city fortified but torn apart by civil strife and hunger. When Titus encircled the city, he ordered trenches and barricades, sealing Jerusalem like a trapped beast. Famine clawed at the people inside. The wealthy ate their gold. The poor ate whatever they could find: grass, leather, even the unspeakable. Josephus, the Jewish historian who witnessed it all, wrote of horror beyond words. Mothers consuming their own children to survive. Starvation claimed thousands before a sword ever touched them. The siege dragged on. Zealots fought one another while the Romans tightened their grip. Finally, in the summer, the walls were breached. Roman soldiers poured in like a flood, slaughtering men, women, and children. Blood ran through the streets. Flames devoured homes and synagogues. At the heart of the city stood the pride of Israel, the temple, Herod's magnificent masterpiece of white stone and gold. It was the center of worship, the dwelling place of the name of God. Titus had intended to spare it, but in the chaos, a soldier hurled a torch. The fire caught, and soon the temple was ablaze. Priests cried out as sacred vessels melted. The golden menorah and holy treasures were carried away to Rome, paraded in triumph. The words of Jesus came to life that day: "Not one stone shall be left upon another." The Romans dismantled the temple, prying apart every block to search for melted gold. When the fire died and the screams fell silent, Jerusalem was rubble. More than 1 million lay dead. Tens of thousands were chained and dragged away as slaves. Others were sent to die as gladiators in Roman arenas. The city that had been the heart of a nation was now a barren ruin. But this was not the end. It was the beginning of the Great Dispersion. The survivors scattered like leaves in the wind. To the west, ships carried Jewish captives to Rome. Some were sold as slaves, others wandered into Italy, Spain, and beyond. To the south, many fled into Egypt and North Africa, joining old communities along the Nile and in Cyrene. In time, some traveled deeper into Africa, Ethiopia, Sudan, and eventually West African kingdoms. To the east, others crossed the deserts to Babylon, Persia, and even India, keeping the Torah alive in distant lands. A remnant stayed in Judea under Roman rule, but life was harsh and revolts continued. After the Bar Kokhba rebellion, 132-135 CE, Rome crushed the last spark of Jewish independence. Jews were banned from Jerusalem entirely, and the city was renamed Aelia Capitolina. From that day forward, the Jewish people lived as strangers in foreign lands, fulfilling the words of Moses: "The Lord will scatter you among all nations from one end of the earth to the other." Deuteronomy 28:64. For centuries they wandered, sometimes tolerated, often hated, yet never lost their faith. Jerusalem lay silent, its stones testifying to judgment and prophecy. Nearly 2,000 years would pass before the nation of Israel would rise again in 1948. But the memory of the destruction and the hope of return never left their hearts.